Hi friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I selfishly wanted my bump in one of these videos, so he's just gonna be with us for this video, out and about. All right, so this is kind of just a fun video. I wanted to do 5 things that I think that you probably don't know about me unless you're like one of my close friends. So, number 1 is that I am scuba certified. So what that means is that I went through a training course when I was little and I was very scared, and my dad always made me do things that I was not ready to do, but it was so good for me. I went through it with my brother, so I at least had him, but I remember being underwater one of the last days and just being terrified because we had to do this exercise that I just wasn't comfortable with. We had to switch regulators. So I had to give my brother mine and he had to give me his to practice in an emergency, because we all have backup regulators, and I was just terrified. But then after that day, I passed and I got to the top of the surface, and I was just so mad at my dad. And I remember him looking at me and being like, "You're gonna thank me for this one day." And I definitely have, because we've gone on so many different trips, including when I went to Bali for a yoga teacher training. I went scuba diving on our off day, and you guys, it was magic. Like, the ocean is insane. I think we can all agree with that. But then being in the ocean and not having to go back up for air is next level. And we were so close to these huge manta rays. I've seen a shark, so many different fish, so many different coral. The ocean is insane. And scuba diving, being underneath the water for an extended period of time, is insane. So I am scuba certified. That's a fact you might not know about me. And I'm super stoked and grateful to my dad for making me do that. Number 2, I lived in Washington State for the majority of my life. So if you follow my story now, you know I live in North Dakota, and then you might be confused because I have a lot of childhood friends from North Dakota, but I actually was born here in North Dakota. Then we left to Washington for a majority of my life. So from 4th grade to sophomore year, I'm only 24 years old, so that's majority of my life. And actually, I can't really say that anymore. It's kind of like half and half. But anyways, I lived in Washington, and I think it really built me into the person that I am today. My personality, my vibe, kind of what I love is geared towards a Washington state of mind. And so, yeah, I moved out there. I loved it. At the time, I was just the worst kid. At the time, I was just a kid. So I didn't really care about the outdoors or hiking or, snowboarding. But like I said, I had a really rad dad that made me do all of those things, even though I put up a fight. So I learned how to snowboard. We constantly went on hikes. Now I go back there and I feel like I'm experiencing it for the first time again, because I actually appreciate it now. And Washington, if you have the chance to go, is just so epic. The mountains are insane. The rivers are insane. It's just, I mean, I can't say enough about Washington. It's amazing. I'm so grateful that I got to experience it for that extended period of time. Yeah, I just love their state of mind. They're very geared towards being outdoors, being active, just kind of, I don't know. It's a really different way of life than North Dakota is. I'll just say that. Okay, number 3. I am getting all of my tattoos removed. So I have 4 or 5 of them. They're all little, and I got them just because. And I definitely did not put enough time and effort and thought and planning into these tattoos. That is why I'm getting them removed, because they're very poorly done in the planning process. Not the artist. I'm not hating on the people that did these. They're all done by different people, because I was that girl that would go in the day of and impulsively get tattoos. And they're not bad by any means. I still love all of them and the meaning behind them. It's more so that I now appreciate art in a very different way that like if I were to get another tattoo, I would be like thinking about it for a really long time. I would have it being drawn up by different artists and really understanding which like style I wanted, exactly where I wanted it. And I would have just put so much time and effort into creating the perfect tattoo because it's going to be on my body and I'm going to stare at it all the time. So mine luckily were very light. So they're all getting removed and it hasn't taken that long. I will say that getting your tattoo removed hurts significantly worse than getting it originally. It's not like unbearable pain. You can still, if you've got the tattoo, you can definitely handle the pain, but it is significantly worse. It feels like someone's taking a rubber band and snapping it every time they do it. So yeah, my tattoos are my dad's birthday because he's awesome. It says Safe Haven. We love him. A Jesus fish. I definitely still believe in God. My parents' wedding year because they're awesome. The phases of the moon because I'm cliche and, you know, just one of those girls at one of those stages in my life. I think that's it. I probably have another one I'm forgetting about. Okay, anyways, number 4. I switched my major. I didn't want to even say this because it's so embarrassing, but I don't get embarrassed. So I switched my major like 5 times. I switched the college that I was going to like 4 times because you guys, I was just lost in the sauce. I was trying to find myself and I was looking everywhere but here. And I have a podcast, I think, on finding yourself. Yeah. It's the happiness podcast. My podcast is the More You Know podcast, but it's the one on where to find happiness. I was trying to find it everywhere but myself and actually like creating it myself and maybe thinking like, oh, I could probably figure this out through me, not through all these external things. And so one of the ways that I did that is I just went to all these different colleges thinking one of them was going to make me happy and be the perfect fit, and one of these majors was going to make me happy and be the perfect fit, even though I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I probably shouldn't have even been in college until I figured that out, but that was fun. I wouldn't really say it was fun, but I learned a lot. But yeah, ended up getting a business degree, and now I'm going back for my master's to become a counselor, to become a therapist, which I am very much excited about and definitely is what I should do because that's what makes me happy and is, I think, my calling. Okay. Number 5, I am super competitive. A lot of people, I don't know like your perception of me. If you have never met me in person, I really want to know your perception of me. Like you should, I'm going to do a video on that and I'm going to react to all of the things that you guys assume about me because I love those videos and I'm really interested in what you think. But I feel like I come off as someone that's like lighthearted and carefree, which I am, but I also have this part of me that is like very competitive. Maybe it's because I constantly played sports. I was an avid volleyball player. I was a setter and so into it. Like I played 24/7. Like if I wasn't playing volleyball, I was sleeping or eating. I played in the summers, sand volleyball. I played club volleyball. I played school volleyball. I was constantly playing and I was so competitive. Like I tried so hard and I haven't lost it. It just isn't volleyball anymore unless I get the chance to do it. It's now like spike ball or like drinking games or all the things. I mean, it was even tubing. Like when we were tubing and like wake surfing and wakeboarding every weekend, like I was not falling off that tube and I was definitely doing the trick that everyone else was doing because I just had to. I think it served me really well because I'm not like competitive in like the negative like crappy way where like I let it ruin my day or I get angry or I throw something or like that. It doesn't control me in that way, but I love it because it makes me really engaged in whatever I am doing. So yeah, those are 5 things that you might have not known about me. I am going to go on my Instagram, and I want you to go on there, and I am going to share a post asking you to share what you assume about me. Like, what are things that you assume I am, or I care about, or I am about? And then I'm going to create a video on that. So thank you again. Oh, so pregnant. Can you see him? Oh, that was weird. Very pregnant. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. It's so fun to share on here. And yeah, come back, hang out. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the bell button. I don't know. Everyone says that. I think that reminds you that I just posted a video. So do all of those things to support me. Leave a comment. That's amazing. I love hearing you guys' feedback. But yeah, have a great day. Love ya. See you again.